Welcome to the EC Utopia Education Channel. In today's session, we're going to learn about setting exception tolerances. It's very normal during the ordering and delivering process that we're going to have exceptions. These exceptions can be related back to the ship date, or they can be related back to quantities that are being ordered. So one of the things that we want to do is make sure that we have the ability to manage those exceptions to make the data in the PO acknowledgement exception report more meaningful to us, and to make sure that not every order is an exception, because most of them do have some type of an exception. We've set up tolerances, and we can set those tolerances in the exception tolerance screens. In the exception tolerance screen, we have the ability to set the number of days beyond the PO ship date to determine whether this is an exception or not. Or we can set the percentage of a quantity that you'll allow to go above or below the PO quantity before you have it raised as an exception. To navigate to the exception tolerances screen, we move from the dashboard over to administration to vendor management. And from vendor management, the first tab is exception tolerances. One of the helpful tips is to enter your exceptions at the top and update all lines, and then go back and manage by the individual vendors, or you can go down to the individual vendor and you can manage. So in this particular case, we're going to put in an exception of 2 days and a quantity of 5%. We can save. Are you sure you want to save? Yes. And now we notice that we have our exception set for this individual vendor. To update all lines, all we have to do is select the field that we want to update, hit the radio button that's associated with it, update all lines, and save. And now we'll notice that our lines have been updated for all of our lines that are out there. So now we can come back through and we can manage individual vendors. If we have particular vendors that we want to set lower tolerances on, or higher tolerances, we can come in by the individuals and we can set those, hit save, and now our individual preferences have been set on those particular vendors. Exception tolerances are a very powerful tool that allows us to manage exceptions. The PO acknowledgement exception report works in conjunction with the tolerances that we set in the exception tolerances screen. We can set the number of days beyond the PO ship date to determine an exception, or we can set the percentage of a quantity that you allow to go above or below the PO quantity before you raise it as an exception. That wraps up this EC Utopia education video. We encourage you to use the help button in the application and to view all of our informational videos. If you have any questions, any suggestions or feedback, please let us know by sending us an email to support@ecutopia.com. Thank you, and have a great day.